Alright, naming numbers to millions. So if you watch the previous video, you should be fine to name a number like this. No worries. Taking note of the gap between the hundreds place and the thousands place. But we've got another gap this time. We've got a gap between the hundred thousands column and the millions column. Now before we were talking about groups or families. So if we have a look here, before we said this is the units group, this one here is the thousands. Remember, it's a group of 3. You can see there's 3 columns in that group. And this one over here would have to be what have they all got in common? That's right, million. So this is the millions group. Don't get that confused there. That's just a little title. That's the thousands group. This is a units group. Okay. So you guys should all now be great going, well, I'm going to group this one here. Then I can make my next group of 3. So that is 439,263. We come over here to the millions. If I put this one out here, this is a number 1. It is a 1 in the millions. So I literally read it 1 million. Then this bit here, the next bit, is exactly what you said before. 439,263. So that's no different there. Alright, so what if I put another number in front? So again, remember before we were looking for that group of 3? I haven't quite got a group of 3 there yet, but I do have 2 numbers. And those 2 numbers next to each other look like this. Don't worry about anything else, but I know you can read me that number because that number on its own is just 31. If that 31 just happens to be in the millions group, it is read 31 million, and then the rest of this is the same again. 439,263. So again for you, 31,439,263. Just delete that, otherwise it's going to look pretty messy. Alright, well, what about if I just throw another number out there? What about this? Have I got my group of 3 now? I start with this group of 3 down here in the units. Then I move over to my next group of 3 in the thousands. And then I move into my next group of 3 in the millions. In the millions group. Okay. That number there is pretty easy. My first group of 3. You can read me that number. That's 531. It happens to be in the millions group. So it is 531 million. The rest of this is the same. 439,263. 531,439,263. You can see those gaps. Those gaps are important because at times I'm going to attempt to trick you by writing my numbers down without the gaps in the correct places. So let me give you this one. You can have a go at this one on your own. I'm going to give you maybe 10 seconds to have a go before I have a go. Think about which ones are in the millions. Make sure you make your groups of 3. Alright, here we go. This is my group of 3 in the units. This is my group of 3 in the thousands. This is my, don't have a group of 3, but I do have a group of 2. So I read those 2 numbers as if they exist on their own. So number 27. So it's 27 that happens to be in the millions. So it's 27 millions. This number you can read on its own. 301 happens to be in the thousands. 703. 27,301,703. How'd you go with that? Did you get that one right? Okay, well, you guys are pretty good. One more. Making it hard for you. Still groups of 3, even though there's zeros in there. They're just placeholders. Okay, what's that group of 3 in the millions? What number is that on its own? 428 happens to be in the millions, so it's 428 million. Hang on a minute, what's going on here in the thousands groups? 079, what number is that? It's just 79. 79 happens to be in the thousands, so it's 79,000. And then we've got a couple of zeros and a 1. So that's literally said and 1. So it's 428,079,001. Okay, hopefully you get some more practice of those in when you come to class. Good luck.